You know that moment when you click Buy Now on a website? Have you ever stopped to think about what happens in that split second after? It's not just about spending money. It's the start of this incredible high-speed journey. So today, we're going to follow one single piece of data on its mad dash from your click to a vital business insight, all in pretty much real time.
I mean, think about it. In the world we live in now, waiting is basically a thing of the past, right? You expect to know exactly where your ride is, you want that instant fraud alert from your bank, and you need to see if that product is in stock right this second. Well, businesses are feeling that exact same pressure. And thanks to modern cloud computing, being able to act on stuff as it's happening isn't a luxury anymore. It's an absolute necessity.
And this really gets to the heart of a huge shift in how we handle data. For the longest time, businesses ran on what's called batch processing. You can think of it like getting yesterday's newspaper. It's useful, for sure, for understanding what already went down. But streaming? That's like having a live, breaking news feed right on your screen, giving you insights into what's unfolding this very moment.
So to really wrap our heads around this, we're going to follow the journey of one single, humble piece of data. We're going to trace its path from the second it's born to the moment it becomes something genuinely valuable.
Okay, so picture this. You're on your favorite shopping site. You found exactly what you're looking for and you hit that Buy Now button. Boom. In that instant, an event is created. It's just a tiny little packet of information, but it has so much potential. This click is going to be the hero of our story, and it's about to go on a very fast, very important trip.
The absolute best way to think about this journey is like a high-speed relay race. Our little click is the baton, and it's about to be passed between a team of highly specialized runners. Only in our case, these runners are powerful cloud services, and each one has a very specific job to do. And this race has three main legs. First up is ingest. That's all about grabbing the baton securely the second the race starts. Then comes process, where our runner actually adds some crucial information while it's on the move. And finally, there's analyze, which is the final sprint to the finish line where that data becomes a real usable insight. So, our first runner is a Google Cloud service called PubSub. Just think of it as the most reliable starter you could ever ask for. It's basically a global post office for data, and its one critical job is to catch every single click, every event, without ever dropping the baton. It makes sure our little piece of data gets into the race safely.
The baton then gets passed to our second runner, another cloud service called Dataflow. Okay, this is where the magic really starts to happen. Dataflow is what you might call the thinking runner. It's a super smart processing engine that doesn't just carry the data, it actually makes it better on the fly. It might add your location or check your purchase history, maybe even calculate a fraud score in real time, making that raw data so much smarter.
And the final handoff goes to BigQuery, which is a lightning-fast data warehouse. This is the anchor leg of the race, the final sprint. You can think of BigQuery as a live scoreboard. The second our newly enriched data gets there, it pops up on a dashboard. So maybe a logistics manager can see inventory levels in real time, or a marketing team can see which ad campaign is killing it right now.
All right, so that sounds like a pretty perfect race, doesn't it? But we all know the real world is, well, it's messy. Network connections lag. Sometimes data just doesn't show up in the neat little order it was sent. The system has to be smart enough to handle all that chaos. So, what happens if one of our data runners stumbles a bit? What if a click event that happened 5 seconds ago actually arrives after a click that happened just 1 second ago? I mean, that could throw the whole analysis off, right? It's a classic problem called late arriving data.
Well, the solution is actually pretty elegant. The system builds in what's called a grace period. It basically holds the finish line open for just a few extra moments to wait for any stragglers. This makes sure that the final results are accurate and complete, even when you're dealing with the messiness of the real world.
So what's the actual impact of a system like this for a business? Well, the speed is instant, obviously, but the cost model is a huge deal too, because companies only pay for the data they're actually processing. And here's the most important part. The insight you get is totally different. You go from being reactive, looking at yesterday's problems, to being proactive. You're solving an issue before it even becomes a big deal, or jumping on an opportunity the second it appears.
Now, this real-time sprint is incredibly powerful, but it's not the whole story. To get the absolute best insights, businesses really need to combine a few different kinds of races. Let's take a look at how this all fits into a bigger data strategy.
Yeah, the most sophisticated data strategies out there use what's called a unified approach. They combine that real-time sprint of streaming data, what's happening now, with the deep historical marathon of batch data, so what's happened over the last year. Putting those two together gives you a complete, unified view,
blending immediate action with long-term wisdom.
And when you put all of these different pieces together, you unlock something that's genuinely transformative. It's the power of now. The ability to see, understand, and act on things as they're happening is a total game changer.
So the biggest takeaway here is this. That entire relay race we just followed, from the moment you clicked Buy Now all the way through ingestion, processing, and landing on a dashboard for analysis, the whole thing happens in less than 1 second. That is just a staggering feat of engineering, and it's what powers so much of our modern digital world.
And that really brings us to a final, powerful thought. Every click, every sensor reading, every single interaction, it's a piece of a story that's being told in real time. The technology to listen in on these stories is already here, so the only question left is, what are you going to listen for?